Hey everybody, so this is going to be a close to the first series that I did with The Truth Will Set You Free. And I've been silent for a couple weeks because I've been praying and just reading a lot. The next series is going to be called Letting Go of the Old and Embracing the New. Basically, if you've been following with the videos, hopefully it's been given a new mindset, as it says, renew your mind. Renew your mind to the truth. And so the next series, like I said, is, letting go of the old and embracing the new. I'll be talking about the real biblical truth of how we are dead, buried, crucified, and resurrected with Christ. And the empowerment that comes with that understanding and to the fullness of Christ and Him crucified within us. So I'm going to end with this one for the Truth Will Set Us Free. I went through a lot of stuff in the series, especially I think a lot of them was stuff that a lot of people, I got a lot of good messages about, well, this is something I got to think about, and but I cannot negate, nor can I go past what Jesus says. And if Jesus says it, then if He says truly, truly, it's true. And before I started this series, the Lord had really impressed on me about, the Great Commission, teaching them all that I have commanded you. And that's kind of like where I went with that, with what Jesus says, not what the church says, not what the pulpit says, but really what Jesus says. So this is the last one I want to end with. The truth will set you free, and what Jesus says. And I think a lot of us are familiar with a story about where Jesus washes His disciples' feet. And it's interesting when we keep things in concept of what was going on. We know Jesus, that was at the Last Supper, and pretty sure it was. But Jesus was going to wash their feet, and He had washed the disciples' feet, and He goes to wash Peter's feet, and Peter's like, no way, nope, I'll wash your feet. And Jesus says something really interesting to Peter. He says, if you don't let me wash your feet, then you can have no part of me. And what that means, what does that mean to be part of Jesus? It means to be in His kingdom. If you don't let me wash your feet, you have no part in my kingdom. And I really, was praying about it, and Lord, what were you saying here? And what's interesting, because you wash your whole body, and then you can clean yourself. And that's what the law did. The law was you cleaned yourself, by the works of the law, by the works of slitting throats, and sprinkling of the blood, so you can cleanse yourself. But yet, as soon as you would step in something, or as soon as you would miss the mark, as soon as you would sin under the law, you were once again defiled. You were once again dirty. And the purpose of Jesus washing our feet was we are eternally cleansed. I don't need to continue to go about a regimen or go about ceremonial or even any kind of to wash myself, because He's already washed me. And so when Peter catches on to this, he's like, you wash your whole body, but your feet are dirty, because back then they wore sandals. And so as soon as they would get clean, they were going to the dinner. And I'm sure they went all clean for this dinner, the Last Supper. But yet, as soon as they stepped into the dust, their feet were dirty. And what Jesus was saying is as much as you wash yourself, you're always going to be dirty, because no matter how hard you try, as soon as you step outside, you're going to be dirty. And that's the power about, I said this again in one of my videos. I want to say it again, because it's like servants come and go to the master's house, but yet sons remain. And we don't go in and out. And we don't go in and out because we've been perfectly cleansed. We're perfected once and for all, scriptures say. We're perfected in righteousness. We're perfected in holiness. We have the fullness of Christ. We have every spiritual blessings. Yes, there's an awakening in our mind as we renew it to these truths, as we conform to the image of Christ. But when Peter got it, he said, okay, Lord, well, don't just wash my feet, wash my hands, wash all of me, wash my head, wash my body, completely cleanse me. And I see it a lot in our minds, and I see it in other things. That's why I wanted to do the series on The Truth Will Set Us Free, and I wanted to end with this one. Let Jesus wash your feet. Receive it as you seriously put your feet out there and let him wash your feet. Don't think that you can add to his washing. Don't think that you can add to that water. Don't think that you can add even to the rag that he had around his waist that he used to wipe off their feet. You cannot add to the washing or the cleansing of Jesus Christ. You cannot add to it. You cannot add to it. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much you confess, no matter how hard you pray, there's only one way to stay cleansed, and that is to stay in the faith. That, like it says in Colossians, it says you're holy, blameless, and above reproach. The very next verse says there's an if you have faith in Jesus Christ. And that's the simplicity of the gospel. So we're going to put a close to The Truth Will Set Us Free. And I'm going to say it one more time. Let Jesus wash your feet. Stop trying to wash it yourself. You're going to rub yourself raw. Literally. Physically, spiritually, it's just not going to go well. And I'm not going in anymore. So as we put a close to this, The Truth Will Set Us Free, and we're going to start out on a new one called, letting go of the old and embracing the new. And once again, I'm going to take you through the scriptures about what it is to be dead, what Jesus was really saying when he was saying, pick up your cross, what Paul was really saying when he says, I die daily. And we're just going to go through some just biblical truths of we're crucified, we've been entombed with Christ, we're dead, we're buried, and we're resurrected with him. So that'll be the next series, and I just hopefully you join in. And yeah, that's about it. So I love you guys. Be blessed. Thank you so much for watching the first series. It really went well. I was very blessed with all the shares, and I just want to thank you for everyone that shared the videos. And I want to thank everyone that made comments, and iron sharpens iron. And I like it when people don't agree, because I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I surely want to know it. I want to see the biblical truth. So, because the last thing I want to do is be teaching people wrong, and I don't want to be living or believing something wrong. So, all right, I love you guys. Be blessed.